In and Out with Professor Yalman at Radio TED-U Studios in Ankara, TED University. Here we are with a very interesting guest. He has opened up his heart and mind in many cases, in class, off class. And I said to him, why don't you come over and we discuss these issues in your brain, in your soul, on the radio and our podcast. Yes, In and Out with Professor Yalman with our newest episode. Here we are. Welcome. Let us know you.
Hello. First of all, I want to say thank you because you said interesting. My name is Selim. I'm a student at electronics engineering, but at the same time, I'm really curious about why I'm here and what I'm doing here or something. So
here meaning the world, the earth, in life.
Yeah, I'm just
or here in the university.
Both of
both. Okay.
Because sometimes I ask several questions to myself, and at the end of the day, usually I couldn't find an answer those questions.
All right.
And actually, I wanted to talk about a little bit perception management.
Okay.
Because in class we talk about actually perception can change or destroy in milliseconds. And it was a brilliant conversation, brilliant. And after that, I thought that, that's okay. But if I should talk about the self-perception, that's different, I think. It includes different properties, different approaches, etc.
With self-perception, you mean like the way you perceive yourself?
Yes,
right?
exactly.
Yeah. As if you're looking on the mirror and that Snow White movie or cartoon, mirror, mirror on the wall, tell me who's the best of all, whatever. So you're saying your self-perception, the way you see yourself.
Yes. Exactly. Because
is there a battle in you about that, or are you content with it? Are you in peace with it?
Actually, it depends. Because if I found something really important for me, and if I say, it's worth it, then I can do, and I feel good, and I feel that this is a passion, and I'll do it everything.
Yeah,
I'll do my best.
Yeah, but it's how you narrate the story to yourself as well. Like if you were to say, I know you a bit, so you're from Konya, right?
Yeah.
And you play the guitar, right?
Yeah.
And you're a very outgoing person, but at the same time you have your own credibilities. At the same time, insecurities in life.
Yes.
Yeah, so if you were to sort of explain your story with your roots, like, talking about I am from the Sufi land, the central Anatolia, and I am a very creative person. I am in the process of journeying into my own. If you tell yourself a story like that, it's very positive. But if you tell a story to yourself, like saying, I come from a very little place, who knows Konya, and I am, I have no chance in the world. Look at me, I'm studying, but I'm not even happy what I'm studying. And I wanted to become a rock star, but who wants a rock star from Konya? And
Yes,
it's how you talk to yourself. We don't always talk to each other in life. We also talk to ourselves, and this inner dialogue that we have is very influential in our health, in our spiritual development. In the way we progress, in the way we sort of influence others with our frequencies, in the way we are feeling in terms of mood, So this inner dialogue is very, very important. So how is your inner dialogue? I'm interested to know. So to understand the perception levels that you have with you.
Actually, when I was in high school or the beginning of the university, I was playing guitar, like you said, and I was reading poems, poetry, and I was writing at the same time. So actually, this dialogue actually happened in that kind of ways. And it was really helpful for me because I don't have to think, I don't have to share to someone else.
Mhm.
I just do it with myself, and that's all. It was something like that. Sometimes in positive way or negative way, doesn't matter. But it was something like that. And I was talking with myself. I was looking at the mirror sometimes, sometimes screaming, sometimes loudly, sometimes maybe silence, just looking.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, actually, I felt that I lost those all of things because maybe there are several things that really noise, and these noise.
Yes, but like at the end of that dialogue that you had with yourself, like how do you perceive yourself, Selim?
Oh, is it interesting and hard question? Can we a little bit, more daraltabilir miyiz hocam? Biraz?
Condense it. Yes, we can condense it.
Evet.
Yes. How do you perceive yourself into the? Is it a positive perception that you have sort of reached with yourself, or is it a negative perception that you have with yourself? So how are you? Are you in pain, or are you in agony, or are you in happiness?
I think in total, I'm positive.
You're positive. Okay,
Yes.
that's something good that we can work on it. Yeah.
Because every time I say to myself, I'm self-confident,
Uh huh.
I have passion,
Yes.
I do everything, and I think that's good.
That's good. So with this self-perception of being confident and that you're on the right track and it's positive, whatever, where are you going?
Where I'm going.
Where is Selim going in life? Because if, sitting at home with this self-perception and not doing anything is waste of time. You got to do something. So
yeah,
where is Selim going?
are probably pubs or just walking.
No, I'm not talking about your physical being.
Ah.
I'm talking about where are you journeying to? So where are you going in terms of, are you going to be a rock star really in the future? Are you going to go to New York? What is your imaginative self with this perception in the future?
Oh, okay, I got it. Originally, I will be engineer, but I really like to teach something to someone
Okay.
because I feel something there, and I can share my ideas and feelings to these people, and maybe they can get something from me. So that is why actually I want to establish an environment, like a mathematics village, if
Okay.
you know. And they talk about the philosophy and music and mathematics, etc. there, and I think it's brilliant. So
you want to establish a village
yeah, little
for engineers, maybe?
maybe, or just for children.
For
Not sure.
children. Okay,
Yeah.
that's very interesting. And where are you going to do that? Are you going to do that in Turkey somewhere or abroad?
Probably it will be in Turkey because we need this, I think.
Okay, that's very interesting. So you are also a social entrepreneur, if I will say.
Yeah, can be.
Yeah, can be. And so you said you're an engineer. How does being an engineer influence the way you sort of operate your mechanics in your brain?
First of all, you should be pragmatist.
Uh-huh.
Every time you should get benefits. So that is why you try to understand the shorter way every
So
time.
let's say you're going into a relationship. You think like that as well. You look at you're pragmatic and you look at the benefits and you go through the shorter way.
Sometimes, but I think my this job, this engineering stuffs, I think sometimes conflicts my personality, my identity. I think.
You're an emotional person as well, right?
Yeah, of
Because
course.
like when you like play the guitar and write poetry, I don't know how one can be pragmatic.
Yeah, that is why I feel this conflict.
I see. Now I understand.
Specifically nowadays, maybe for 1 year or something. Because I felt that every time in engineering, like I said, you try to improve something, you try to maybe develop something, but at the end of the day, they don't think about what is the story behind these formulas,
I see.
behind these story.
I see. Okay.
But me,
So what is one question which sort of wakes you up in the middle of the night and you say, "Oh my God, Selim, how do I deal with this?" Anything which sort of wakes you up and sort of, "Oh my God, you know." What's your biggest concern in life? Maybe. That's a
Actually,
better way to ask
I
it.
realized that the last week with you, it was my core value. It was a passion, and I felt that the passion is with me every time. I'm not trying to find the passion.
So in class we did this. Let me just put everything into retrospective
Yeah.
for the audience. Like in class we did this episode where it's very similar to what we do in Start You Up. Actually, we sort of confronted ourselves with ourselves, and we asked the students to list down like 50 words. From those 50 words, they had 11 words. From 11 words, they went down to 5 words, and these 5 words they compared with their original values, which were superimposed on them by the society. And looking at those, in total 10 words, 5 values plus the 5 words that they condensed from the 50 words, we asked them to subtract only 1 word, which would be their core value. And core value we described as, even if the world sort of blew up, they lost their families, etc., or they're in Mars, that they can rejuvenate, and give them themselves a rebirth. So Selim said his core word was passion.
Yes, exactly.
So that word surprised you because like it wasn't being pragmatic, it wasn't being organized, it wasn't being mathematical, it wasn't being going through the shortcuts, whatever. It was being passionate. So how is that a contradiction? You with you?
I don't know what is mean the
Contradiction is çelişki.
Huh. Yeah, sometimes, but I think every people can say studying is boring, right?
Yeah.
But when I study, I use a big blackboard,
Yeah.
and I take my pen and I'm writing, etc. So after that, after this progress, I feel it's a passion. So sometimes, yes, you're right. I feel this conflict. I feel these interesting situations, but at the end of the day, I can fix it.
I see. So so passion is not a contradiction, but it's like a catalyst. It's like it's like an advancing pill that sort of makes you a better Selim.
Yeah.
Okay, that's very nice. So being perceived the way you're perceiving yourself, okay, inside you, are you also perceived like that outside among your friends? Is it the same perception? Did you look at it?
I think if I'm really close to these people, yes.
Oh, the closer circle perceives you the way you perceive yourself.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly.
So, but the outer circle, so like people who saw you, who don't talk to you that much, but sort of observe you from outside the inner circle, do you think that they have the same perception of you, or are you sort of a different person?
I think no, because they approach to me with the different perceptions, etc. If I say just I'm playing guitar, I'm singing, they will have the different perceptions. But if I explain why I'm doing this and what I get from these kind of actions, then they will understand. So that is why maybe they can guess, they can predict, but at the end of the day, if these people are not close to me, they will never know me. I think.
Is that a good thing that they will never know you, or is that a bad thing? Is this something which protects you, or is this something which is not not a deficit, but is this something which is a negative or a subtraction for you in your approach to life or in your dealings with life?
Oh, actually, I think there's no problem.
No problem.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, Selim, now we're talking about perception, and how does perception help you progress? in life, in the things that you're doing. Since you are aware of your inner dialogue, and since you are aware of how other people perceive you, and since you're okay with your outer circle, not understanding exactly where you're at, how do you use perception for life?
For life, actually, I'm not sure.
You're not sure.
Because I think it's a really a deep question.
Because a lot of books say if you don't manage your own perception, then those channels will be regulated by other people, and the more other people regulate your perception channels, you won't be achieving the perception levels that you're after. Because perception is something very valuable. I know you're more valuable, but perception is also very valuable because it is sort of the screen which people sort of observe you. It's the platform. It's what sticks on you, and you deal with perception your entire life. You try to put a good name out there, put good deeds out there, but one little hiccup can destroy it. We see examples of that. The guy works hard and everybody thinks about the guy very, very highly, but then he's accused of something, and all of a sudden even his family turns their back to that guy. I'm not gonna give a lot of names by exemplifying this, but when you think about that, every one of us inside Turkey or outside Turkey know people who had situations as such where their perceptions were destroyed. But at the same time, vice versa happens as well. Let's say you have a very bad name out there, and all of a sudden you help like millions of people, and even though whatever your heritage, whatever your dealings, whatever your past is, that good can erase the bad as well, and that also happens very, very fast. But the reason we say we build perception very slowly is perception requires planning, and perception requires the shift in that mentality of people in time. But as I said, rocket science things can happen, and all of a sudden people sort of might be thinking of you in a different way. Not just things like you bought like a big company, or you did something very well or very good for your school or your country, whatever. But things which touch the people's hearts at the time where people need that. And right now, for example, with the war going on, with Middle East being again the Middle East of centuries, and all these hatred for no reason, more and more humankind need spectacles as such where the good should prevail. Good in general, the good. Not that side of the good or this side of the good, but the good should prevail. So as you're approaching your life outside the school, closer and closer, because you're going to be graduating, and then you're going to be sort of working somewhere or doing your own business, I don't know, the perception that you carry under your arm is going to be very important. So I'm curious, what do you want to do once you graduate?
Actually, I think I need a gap year or something.
Oh, that's very interesting. And that's very cool.
Yeah, I want to travel a little bit, maybe. It can be a trip or something. And after that, I think I should talk with myself because the perception is environment at the same time. So I will engage in the different environments. So I should think.
Where do you want to travel? It's very interesting because through travel, the fuel of perception, which is vision, is injected in one's self. This is very important. The way you design your perception, you need vision, and the vision is created by actually especially by travels and touching and experiencing and experimenting. So, where do you want to head to? Where do you want to travel to?
Actually, I really interested with North Europe.
Okay.
Because it's really natural and people are peaceful. So I can think there a little bit, and I want to see there. And maybe
See, this is the perception. This is how perception is built. For example, he's saying, "I want to go to Northern Europe because it's very interesting because people are
really
calm and peaceful." If you haven't been there, you don't know. So maybe those people would look at you and say, "How the hell do we have a perception as such on you?" You know. So yeah, going and getting to know them and touching base with them will give you that. Will give you the balance, whether it's like that or not. But their perception is like that in your brain. Yes, and
Umrah. Probably.
Oh, you want to go to Umrah?
Yeah,
that's very good. So. To the Holy Land. That's very interesting. So he's going up to the north. If we were to draw this, and then he's going to go right down into the center of the world. Yes, and then.
And after that, military is a bedelli askerlik.
Oh yeah, military. So he's going to go and do his military service, but paid. So it's 28 days.
Yes, and I think after that I can establish my perception, my plan, etc., etc. Then we will see.
So he's going to go through a very big change. He's going to go to the north, and then he's going to go to Umrah, and then he's going to do the military service for 28 days, which is a different reality of its pattern. And then he's going to see where he wants to take himself. That's very good. Taking it one at a time and not rushing it. A lot of people, they their super ego is fed so that once they are done with their studies, they have to go and work right away. Selim has a different approach to that, and thank God he has a different approach to that, because he could have also said, I'm going to get a job, and I'm going to get married, and I'm going to have 2 kids, etc. So I'm not harassing that. That's also a very nice, in tune objective. But what you have in mind is very, very nice. Yes, we're approaching to the last bit of our program. Any questions that you have that maybe I can answer, or maybe we can intrude in the minds of our audiences, and they might want to sort of answer for themselves. So in this dialogues here, we're not always looking for answers. We're also looking for the opportunity to ask the question to everybody and leave you guys with a question. So not every question should be answered here in these microphones. Maybe they should be answered in your brains, in your hearts. And so go ahead. Any questions?
Of course I have. First of all, I want to explain that what is dopamine. Dopamine is often the market as the happiness chemical, but in actually neuroscience is in dopamine is more about the salience in updating. Is working like that, and I will not explain more because it will be boring. But I'll ask for dopamine. There's a reward, the prediction error. I have an expected value when I do something, and I effort or not, doesn't matter, and I want to just get results. And the results can be changed. Maybe if I go to coffee shop, and after that they say, we have a discount today, I'll be happy, and the expected value will be changed. But if the coffee shop is closed, I'll be sad a little bit. I don't know. But at the end of the day, we have addictions, etc. I'll not explain, but I want to say that when I try to establish my perception, and when I do something about this, when I try to manage my dopamine and other things, if I say, after the exam, I failed, and I can say I'm stupid, or I can say, oh, maybe I should change my strategy. But there's 2 options. And sometimes I can say I'm stupid and I should manage this and I should shift this. But if I do this, won't we create a false reality at the same time? How can I protect This
So
is
the question is, with assumptions and actions, we might be creating a false reality. How can I protect myself from the false reality? And sometimes the equations that we derive and arrive to might be leading us to this false reality because our expectations might not be the reality which is occurring at that moment as per the incidents that we are facing. Yes, I don't know the answer to that question. How can we protect ourselves from false realities? One alternative, one alternative to that would be avoiding expectations. If you avoid any sort of expectations, you might not be in the trap of self-created false realities, expectations. But the general answer to that question, I don't know. I want to leave our audience with that. So how do we protect ourselves with false realities, which actually are created by us and the incidents occurring through the equations that we arrive to in terms of our actions? Another question.
Or after the shifts, etc., maybe it will be a new reality. Maybe it falls or nothing. Doesn't matter. If I feel okay, that's good. Maybe.
Yeah, that brings us to the thing: is what is truth? What is reality? Is reality something shifting with us, and we create these realities bit by bit? But in the realm of the absolute truth, as Plato puts it, there's this absolute truth, and we're just the shadows here. Or there's no absolute truth, like Aristotle says. There are situational truths, and or situational actions actually create all these different little realities which derive to the situational truth. I don't know which one is correct, but that's something which we could sort of leave you with. Another question.
There's no question. Thank you.
There's no question. So he had two questions, but more so also brought us into the spectrum of us humans being chemical bombs. Really, we are. I mean, we have dopamine levels, but we have oxytocin, we have adrenaline, and all those different hormones are rushing in our system, but at the same time we have all these different elements in us. So if we are not working properly, we can be bombs. And I'm not just talking about bombs which sort of explode, but I'm also talking about psychological bombs which explode, and we do that sometimes, unfortunately, to our close loved ones whom we take for granted, and we just can explode to them, thinking that they would accept us the way we are. But with those, we should be utmost careful because they love us and they're in our closest inner circle. And we should find other ways to explode and, regulate those hormones, ladies and gentlemen. In and out with Professor Yalman. We had a very interesting conversation on perception, but at the same time, self-perception that we did not cover in this studio with Selim, one of my great students who's an engineer and who wants to create something nice for the world in Turkey by helping people maybe who are engineers, maybe a village of engineering. But first he wants to go to the north and then go to the center of the world and then do a military check, and then he should see what's going on with his inner design. Selim, thank you very much for being here.
Thank you, hocam.
So, in and out with Professor Yalman at Radio TED University Ankara Studios. Will be together with you in our next episode soon next week.